What's going on, guys? I'm Cash with CashedOutBoards, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you a bunch of tips on how to make pressing a board easier. Let's get started. My first tip to using this press is to have everything laid out ahead of time. So, as you can see, over here I have my sheets of plywood laid out with my one that's going to be the bottom sheet already on the press. I have all my tools laid out on the ground where I'm going to know where they are and where I could easily access them while I'm pressing the board. So I have all my clamps laid out in the order that I'm going to use them, and also close to where they're going to go on the press. And really, you just have to have a solid plan for when you're pressing so the glue doesn't dry too quick and so you could get through everything efficiently. My next tip is to use some saran wrap or plastic wrap while pressing. So what you're going to do with this is lay it on your press, so that way when you're pressing your board and when the glue oozes out from between the plies, it doesn't all stick to your press and make it so your board too gets stuck to the press and you can't get it off. My next tip is find a helper. This will make gluing up the boards much easier and also pressing up the boards much easier, which you'll see later. My fourth tip is to use more than enough glue. It's better to use too much glue than to get poor lamination between the plies. My fifth tip is to get everything loosely set up first. This will allow you to make adjustments before you tighten down the press for good. When setting up your press, make sure that the center beam is centered over the veneers or plywood, and also make sure that the clamps are centered left to right. It's also important to ensure that both sides of the clamps that you made are evenly tightened down. To make sure this happens, measure both sides throughout the pressing process. Tip number 6 is always make sure that you're tightening down both sides of the press evenly. This is another place when having another person to help you comes in handy. My final tip is don't be afraid to add some extra clamps if necessary to avoid delamination. If you even think that an area is delaminated, add an extra clamp just to be safe. Always remember to give your glue enough time to dry. To see how I made this press, click the annotation above. Feel free to leave any questions or comments below and subscribe for more board building videos. As always, thank you for watching.